Hello and welcome to the Bpositive Bloodstream, a podcast providing insights, stories and experiences from and for all those affected by acute leukemia and beyond. My name is Jonjo and I'm the founder of Bpositive and the host of the Bloodstream. I want these podcasts to provide help, inspiration and belief to all people. Bpositive is both my blood group and my adopted mantra that I held throughout my treatment. I hope you enjoy our interviews, and if you wish to get in touch with us, then please do so by emailing us at info@bpositive.org.uk, or you can find us on Twitter at b_positive_org. I'm joined by Andrea in this next edition of the Bpositive Bloodstream, a really inspiring person. I'm going to set the scene a little bit before I let you do all the talking, Andrea.
Sure.
We met at the gym. You're one of my trainers at the gym at the for one of our classes, the combat class, which I love going to every Tuesday, and it was not only is it just testament to yourself at how busy your class always is and how people want to go to it all the time because you bring so much to it. We got chatting after a recent class when I think I just asked you when I was warming down about how you got involved in this world.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was because you were about to go back to your homeland of Lithuania.
That's right.
To have a holiday, but also a boot camp,
Yeah.
and you just come across as someone who doesn't ever want to stop, always wants to stay active and healthy even on your holiday. So that prompted me to just dive a bit deeper and ask you how you got into this world, and you struck on something that really made me think I've got to try and sit you down for an interview for Bpositive, for the bulletin, and for our podcast, because and I'll let you do the talking, but in a nutshell, having observed your mum get diagnosed with ovarian cancer some years ago now, on the back of that, when you were naturally in probably quite a difficult place and a dark place, you managed to, you're always quite healthy from what you said, but your husband kind of encouraged you to really apply yourself more for more healthy living, well-being, and take up personal training or however that transpired, which has led you to where you are now. And what really struck home with me is the difference you said that made for you getting through that tough time. So that's really what I wanted to cover with this chat. So I'm going to shut up now and let you just tell your story, and if you wouldn't mind going back to I suppose talk about when your mum was diagnosed.
So my mother was diagnosed 14 years ago with ovarian cancer. It was a massive shock to the family because my mother generally was a very healthy person, living a happy life, 2 children, good job, nothing to worry about. And then we did. Yes, I'm not sorry.
So there's for anyone listening, there is a lot of background. We're in a lovely little quaint tea room, but there's a bit of background noise. But so we'll try and ignore that, but we'll carry on. Sorry,
sure.
Carry on.
No worries. And she, obviously, it was a shock to the family. We didn't know where to start from. She was feeling unwell. She did a couple of tests, and the doctor at the beginning said there's nothing wrong. It's early menopause. So my mom didn't worry much about it. After a couple of months, she felt really unwell, and then she called me. I was here in London, she was back in Lithuania. She said, I'm not feeling great. And then her sister took her to the hospital just to double check what's actually wrong with her. And the doctor said to the gynecologist right away. She was a bit worried. Why did he say that? So she went there, and the doctor, she was referred to the doctor. Doctor said it's a 3rd stage ovarian cancer, aggressive one. You've got 3 months max to live.
Wow. How did she tell you that straight away? Did she tell you that?
No, because I was that moment. When the doctor was telling her that, it was my auntie with her, my mother's sister.
Right. Okay.
I was flying at that moment because she said I'm not feeling great, and I told my husband we need to go. My mom is not well. So I felt it down deep. There's something definitely wrong. Because sometimes we do get ill. We get flus, we get things.
Of course.
You don't fly every time mom gets ill.
No.
At that time, I felt like, it's serious. Anyway, so she was diagnosed. She said 3 months to live. She was just about to kill herself. She said, "Where is the balcony? I want to kill myself." And
really?
Then the doctor was like, "No, don't worry. It's all okay." Mom said, "What do you mean, don't worry? 3 months. You just told me 3 months."
You're naturally going to worry.
Imagine. So and then I came. My mom was already in the hospital. I came to my auntie's because I knew my mom was in the hospital already. And my auntie, she's like, "We've got some bad news." The worst news for me was a gallbladder removal, or like I don't even know, a bug, tummy bug. For me, those were really bad. But cancer was like, no, my family can't have that. I mean, we are healthy people. It's impossible. And it's like, no, it's a cancer. I was breastfeeding my daughter at that moment. I lost the milk within seconds.
Really?
Within seconds. I just called my husband. Direct impact.
Wow.
Shock. Obviously, I had an awful shock. My mother knew already that she's got the disease. Next day I went to see her, and the whole journey started.
Wow. And in those first, I mean, it's hard enough understanding or taking on board a diagnosis, but you also have to look after your family.
My family, my baby, 10-month daughter, 10 months, and I mean, at some point, thank God I had my husband next to me.
Yes.
Otherwise, I wouldn't survive by myself.
Really?
I mean, I would go into really, really bad depression, I think. But my husband didn't let me think of bad things. Said, don't worry, she's going to be fine. It's a lie. She's not going to live 3 months. She's going to live definitely longer. Wow. He was such a positive person. Real positive person. He's always like that. And then my mother, at first she had shock. She said, I don't want to live. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to die.
A bit of anger towards it.
Yeah, exactly.
Understandable.
Within, I think she slept on it. And I think next day, she was a totally different person. I don't think she slept. I think she was just thinking over that night, processing what's going to happen now. Because my sister was young that time. She was year 11, year 12 or something. A-level student. Needs support from mom and dad. And then suddenly you need to support your mom. So
role reversal. You become the carer.
My sister, she's got double skin. She's such a fighter. She's amazing. We all are now. We all are. So, and then I stayed there. We're in hospital. They said, we need surgeries, we need chemo. She did in total, I mean, she lived 7 years.
Which is incredible from being told that 3 months.
She lived
How was she in those 7 years? Was it?
2 or 3 years was total remission.
Wow.
She was great. She had ovary removals, everything was removed. She had chemotherapy. She didn't have radio because she didn't need radio.
That must have amazed the doctors who'd given her 3 months.
Yeah. That doctor who told her, he died.
Oh, really?
Of liver cancer.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm like, really? It's sad, obviously. He was a very young man. But anyway, so she lived 7 years. During those 7 years, she had around, I would say, 39 chemotherapies in total.
Wow.
A lot.
That's heavy going, which it had to be.
It had to be, because she wanted to live.
Yeah.
She wanted to live badly. I remember she was telling me she was going to the chemotherapy room. There is a day where you go for a chemo,
Yeah, day case, day units.
A day unit, And then she said, all those women sitting in there, they don't want to talk, they're sad, they want to cry. And then my mom comes in, she takes off her wig and says, hey ladies, are we having a good time in here? She said, I've got some lovely tea with me today. She was maybe in the worst case scenario than other ladies, but she made them feel that they are better than any. I mean, she didn't want them to feel bad and ill. She wanted to motivate them.
Yeah.
So
that absolutely reminds me of when we're all dreading your combat lesson, and you look around the room, you can see people think, oh, you come in like that. I mean, you must get that from your mum, because you come in and galvanise, and I'm sure you want us to sort of help you do that, but that seems naturally ingrained in your personality, that you lift people like that. And then I look around the gym when we're in the class, and you're, when I'm wiping the sweat from her, when you allow us a couple of seconds for a breather, I see people who are looking around, who are just doing their own thing, thinking, I want to be a part of that. That class looks great. The energy in the class, and they can hear it, the sound. That sounds like what your mum was absolutely like in that day unit. She was that. She was a real sunshine in that. Yeah. And then there were a couple of doctors like, how are you feeling about it? Are you okay with, the treatments? She said, I'm feeling okay. I want to help others now to feel the same way that I feel. Wow. And she would never hate the disease that she had. She said, well, it's my friend and I have to live with that disease. Why do you think she did that? To have some sort of ownership of it? Or I don't know. I think she was... It's a great outlook. I think if you think if you think that cancer will kill you, it will kill you. But if you think cancer will not kill you, it will not kill you. Yeah. It's all in the mindset. It's all in your head. I mean, I don't think cancer killed her. I think chemotherapy killed her, to be honest, because she had way too many. I mean, yes, cancer does it. Yes, and we are so happy that we had it for 7 years. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we could have her for longer, because
she was suffering at the end,
Yes,
obviously.
of course.
But she made others' life better. She did so many interviews to different magazines. She talked to the hospitals. She talked to the different units. She went. I mean, she was a role model. She was never shy of what she had back home in East Europe. If you have a cancer, it's like you've got HIV.
Really, yeah.
Everyone's like, ooh, it's like they're gonna catch that disease from you.
Yeah.
It's a very weird approach to it.
Is it because they're not as educated?
Yeah, absolutely. And my mother was a totally different person. She was not shy. She was not embarrassed of what she had at all. She was talking about it.
Yeah. Did that help you then?
Oh yes.
Yeah, it must have. Because you must have, well, you put words in your mouth, but I imagine in that situation it must be quite inspiring to see that. How can you be sad when your mum's not being sad?
I don't know if
Well, not sad,
I was sad, but then I didn't want to show her that I'm sad.
Right.
Obviously, you are sad. You every single time you think, okay, when is that day? My phone was always on silent.
Yeah.
I have never put my phone volume on, never, because I was scared of a phone call.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, is this it? Is this it? This is it? She's gonna go. That's it.
Yeah.
It's done. So I was scared, but at the same time, I was a fighter as well. I have to be strong for her. And then I had a daughter as well. I have to be strong for my daughter. And my husband who was there, and my sister who was still a student in the school. She needed a support. So if we all collapse, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Nothing good is going to happen.
So you all helped each other in turn.
We helped each other.
Your husband sounds like a real rock for you.
And my husband, he's my superstar.
But your mum was also a rock for you by the sounds of it, because
both of them.
you were getting inspired by her. But I mean, we spoke just before we started recording about how I think people often isolate the patient, and your mum would have been worried for you guys, I'm sure.
Yes.
And I was worried for my mum and my family, because I'd almost put a bit of an act on holiday. In hospital, it wasn't a holiday.
Right.
Lithuania's a holiday. But when I was in hospital, I didn't want to be too morbid with them. I was trying to have a positive outlook. I definitely had massive dips, but I certainly didn't want the precious time I had with my family to be spent with me being upset.
Yeah.
So I would sometimes put on an act, but actually it was because but they wouldn't bring that to me. They weren't in tears in front of me. I'm sure they did do that in their own company, but they weren't around me. So I imagine that's similar to how your mum is. They sound very strong, and having that network, the network's so key. Having your husband there and your children, you've also got another focus, I suppose. Did that help in any way? Having to
it did help. My husband helped me a lot, and I think being sad will not help me or anyone else. So I think I was sad, but I was happy at the same time, because I could spend much more time with my mother.
Yeah.
So I used to leave my husband in London. I used to come here. I mean, I used to go to Lithuania to stay with my mother, and my husband is like, oh,
She's
6 months. Yeah, 6 months she's going to be there. But I mean, he was very supportive. He understood why I was there.
Yeah.
Because there was some days she felt really low, which is normal. We are women. We all feel, ups and downs. And not just women, men, they do have these.
Certainly facing that.
Yeah. But she didn't, I mean, we never talked about what if. I think the last couple of years, she said, if I die, I don't want a big fuss. I don't want too much cry. You can cry a little bit. She said, because I want you to cry a little bit. I'm like, Mom, are you mad? She said, no, I want you. Because, all the people comes around and they will say, oh, her daughter didn't cry. That's a very old thing. She said, I
your
want to be a
reputation will be ruined if you didn't cry.
She said, I want a nice funeral, which is for back home again. It's like, what she's talking about? Nice funeral?
Yeah.
I don't want any orchestras on the funeral. She said, I want some nice Kenny G saxophone music. I'm like, really? Okay.
The gamble.
So we would, I mean,
Kenny
but when it hit me, I mean, obviously she died. She suffered a lot, and she died. And then I realized I was always a healthy person. But then I realized I have to try harder. It doesn't matter if I'll have a cancer in the future. It doesn't matter. But I will know that I tried my best to be healthy.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do it, and if I get cancer, I will say, oh, but if I did it, if I would have been a bit better with my food, with my exercise, with everything, maybe I wouldn't have that. So for me, her illness brought me into this fitness.
Yeah.
Into the healthy lifestyle, into my classes, into loving people, loving life.
Yeah, you can see.
Because before, maybe I was a bit snobbish as well at some time. Now, I think I changed 360 degrees. I mean, I'm a different person. I love people. I love every moment in my life. I try to motivate people to be healthy, to be fit, to love life. Every morning, wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, say, what a beautiful day. And in front of me is the best looking girl looking in the mirror. You know, like you just...
be positive.
Be positive. Obviously, my husband helped me.
Yes.
Because he was the one, because after she died, again, I had a wave of bad emotions.
Yeah.
And then I found out I'm pregnant with my second daughter and my mother is gone. I'm really lonely. I think I had a depression, but I didn't want to go and talk to the doctors because...
You said you felt quite isolated.
Yeah, I didn't believe in the doctors, I think. So I needed something else to treat myself. So my husband brings in at home a CD with a workout, Shaun T Insanity workout.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm not doing that. And he said, yes, you are. Well, I started when I had a baby.
Yeah.
And it started at home in front of my telly, we roll the carpet and we do the moves. And that's how I realized that is life. I forgot about bad things. I was happier, and I started motivating people even more. And cancer, even now, I mean, I just had a test last week and they found out that I've got some changes in my ovaries.
Oh really? Right. I suppose you'd be looking out for that naturally.
Yeah. They did the test, they said it looks fine, but then you've got some problems with your cervix. And I'm like, okay. Am I scared? No. If something happens, will I be shocked? No. Because if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. That's such a great outlook.
But I mean, I'm not going to change anything.
No. You don't want to waste time worrying.
No, not at all.
You want to spend time living.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is really infectious and comes across in all your classes. So your husband, you said, was a real motivator for picking up that next chapter is probably the wrong term, but that next stage of your life where he encouraged you with the insanity class. I mean, those insanity classes are nuts.
I love them.
and you that inspired you to get fit for yourself, or did you immediately go? I suppose you must have been get fit yourself, and then what made you want to teach other people?
It's not just myself. It's my children. It's my sister, my family, and the people who's surrounding me. Just to tell them to show them that without this, there is no life.
Yeah.
Some people say, "Oh, maybe you're too into it." No, I'm not too into it. I'm not running 10 times marathons a year. I'm not going doing like powerlifting crazy things. No, I'm doing small, normal things as normal human beings should do it to live healthy life.
So people said you were doing too much.
Some people think you're doing too much. I'm
ridiculous.
Like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to my husband who introduced me to all this, and I will never stop. I think even if I die in my coffin, I'm gonna move, you know.
Still hear you punching the coffee.
Punching the coffee,
Combat class.
Yeah.
Did you, I have a couple of questions written now, but actually, as we're talking through, you're ticking them all off. For someone who might be, people listening to this aren't just people, they're people affected, but they're not just the patient. So the reason I was so keen to get you on board to talk through your experience was that it isn't about the patient, because you weren't the patient in this. You were a byproduct of that. You were a carer of that wider network, that wider circle, that network, and yet you were getting affected heavily where it almost sounds like from what you were going through, you needed care and support and treatment yourself.
Absolutely.
And you found that with your husband and you pulled yourself out of it. For other people listening to this who might be a sibling or a mother or a child of someone affected by cancer, now not everyone's going to suddenly become a personal trainer, I get that, but what sort of advice would
move? Just move, be healthy. Just give up on one thing that you think it's not good for you.
Yeah.
If it's cigarettes, if it's alcohol, it's sugar, or you think that you can survive without meat, I'm not telling you to give up forever. Just try for a month. I did so many experiments in my life, and I realized more I give up on things, better I feel.
Yeah.
So for the family, you need to be strong to support the family. So my mother was ill. I had to be strong to support her. Imagine if I was drinking and smoking and eating bad things and not working out, she would be really upset. Because I promised her. She said, "Promise me." that you will look after yourself. You will be healthy. You will not do bad things in life. You love people. You love life. Every single day you do something good. Every single day you motivate someone.
Yeah.
And I promised my mother, and I think I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it.
You are still doing it, definitely.
Yeah. So you have to be strong for your family. If someone is ill in the family, you have to be strong for them. You have to show them that I'm doing this for you.
Yeah. So lead by example, but also help yourself.
Yeah, and come out of this. I don't want to even use that name, depression. Come out of that sadness mode. You need to move. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Go for a walk. Nobody's telling you to do 100 burpees, 100 push-ups, and do all this. No.
Not unless they're in your class, in which case you
unless if you're in my class, you have to do them.
But no, you're absolutely right, and that brings me on to a point I wanted to touch on, because and Macmillan Cancer Support push this a lot. The physical activity for patients, or for people affected by cancer now, someone getting out and walking a dog could feel like a marathon for them. So there's different levels for what people can do, but just getting out there, trying something different. But any kind of physical activity sets chemicals, doesn't it, and sets endorphins and those things in your bloodstream, which makes you feel better, clears your mind. I mean, the reason I run most lunchtimes, or I come to the classes, in between classes I go for runs, I break up the week that way. The reason I did it is because I wanted to get away from the screen, but I always felt better coming back. I was never, like people do sometimes think, John does a lot of running and he's done events in the past, I've done a couple of marathons and things.
Yeah.
But I did that selfishly because it made me feel better doing it, and because I quite liked having a goal. So when you train for like a half marathon or a marathon or a 10k or whatever it is, it could be a 5k or anything, setting yourself a plan felt important to me. And I suppose you had a plan, possibly going forward, with when you felt yourself training yourself, getting through the classes. You'd made that promise to your mum that you were going to be the best person you could be. By the sounds of it, you were going to be healthy. Do you think it's important to set goals for yourself as well?
Absolutely. And another thing I always mention to my family, my friends, my clients, people who comes to my classes, if you feel like lonely and bored and you don't know what to do, find a partner. Find someone to do it with you. Yeah. Which in my case, it was my husband.
Yeah. Oh, so he did it with you as well?
Yeah, everything, insanity together, running together. He has a really bad knee, bless him, and he was running with me.
Because you've worked him too hard?
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, I will do it with you. But, sorry, what was the question? I forgot.
Setting goals.
Setting goals, absolutely, definitely. So my, next goal, it's not, it is a goal. I turned 39 till my 40th birthday. Yeah. I'm not touching red meat. I'm not touching sugar. It's a lot of things, huh? Yeah. Alcohol, and so sugar, bad carbs. I meant like white bread, pasta, pizza. Not touching any of those things. Right. I am not a lover of these things anyway. No. But sometimes I
might have a bit.
So why should I have sometimes? I'm not gonna have at all.
Yeah.
For a year. It's not for a month, it's for a year.
Yeah. See, my birthday's in October. I was thinking of giving up some on the back of this until October.
Yeah.
A year is quite a commitment.
It's a big commitment, but I want to challenge myself because I want to feel how I feel. Yeah. Because I know like alcohol is not a big thing either because I'm not a drinker, but if I drink one glass of gin and tonic, maybe I don't need it at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do I need it? Yeah. I can be fine and happy without it.
Yeah,
yeah. Bring me the music and I'll dance on the table. Do you know what? Yeah. Yeah, so...
That's amazing. I think setting goals is really important.
It is very important.
But on the health, I mean, the whole world's getting healthier now. Like, I think what's probably a lot of people are being encouraged. It's not just because of the rise of vegetarian and veganism and things like that. Like I'm neither of those.
Are you vegetarian? You're not vegetarian.
No, I'm not. No. but I'm more mindful of what I eat. I mean, on the weekends I'll allow myself a bit, but I speak to my brother who is very much into his fitness, and he has like an 80-20% thing where 80% of the time he's eating well. If he allows 20%, it's fine in between fitness. And I remember giving up things for Lent and stuff, and even that is a test for that 4 weeks if you give up something that it's tough. But I think that the whole world's getting society's a bit better now at promoting healthy eating and physical activity. Do you agree? I think a lot more of that. People in your line of work up, there's lots of personal
I was just talking to my friend about teenagers. Back home when I did my boot camp, most of my clients were teenagers.
Really? Yeah.
I was shocked. Because I would say 10 years ago, it would be 27, 30, 35 years old ladies. Now teenagers, because they realize this is important.
Yeah.
This is true. This is happening.
Yeah.
We need to be healthy.
There's a movement. It feels like there's a movement.
Exactly. So it is very, very important.
What I think as well, when I was going for my treatment, they brought in an exercise bike. I don't think I had much resistance on it. It was just to get my legs ticking over because I'm a patient.
Moving.
I was sat as a patient, and I was just not doing anything. I was lying on the bed, and it's not good for you. And there was times I could have done more. And there was someone we spoke with Bpositive, and someone I connected with called Alex, who is very sadly no longer with us. She was really inspiring to me because she, throughout her illness, she was running, she was doing all these different types of exercise, she was achieving all the time. And it made me think, although I'm very lucky and blessed to still be here, I remember when I was a patient, I just thought I had to just stop. Actually, you don't. I mean, it depends on what the doctors advise, but people are living with cancer now a lot more, so I think people can be healthy with it. I think what I'm getting around to is, I think there should be more made of people, let's say going to the gym, but people in your position maybe being more personal trainers or health and fitness experts who are trained in dealing with people affected by cancer. So you can encourage people to maybe, let's say they're recovering from an illness, they can maybe start at a gym. People I think get scared of the gym because they see people who look toned and healthy and they feel a bit like, I don't want to go there yet because I'm not at that. And actually, day one should be the day you go to the gym, but if there was some encouragement for people maybe affected by cancer, whether someone to go out for a walk with them or someone to get them jogging or do certain exercises, I think that would help cancer patients because all the chemicals and all the positivity that comes with exercise is relevant when you're just coming out of treatment or even during treatment. So I just wondered if there's something that can be done more. I don't know if you've had any experience with people who've got specific illnesses where you've had to tailor your support or your training.
I had some clients with some mental diseases.
Right.
Like I trained some Down syndrome clients.
Really? Did you have to train specifically to know how to?
It has to be fun. It has to be light. I mean, it has. The person should feel happy.
Yeah.
And I didn't train for long because obviously they get ill, they have lots of problems, but from time to time they come to the gym. The first thing I can see, her arms is open, Andrea. I'm like, she still remembers my name.
Fantastic.
So it's
you can't
great.
forget Andrea, wouldn't you have been in one of your classes?
So I think in the future I'd like to train people with cancer.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, I mean,
I think it's important. I think it could be a big thing. I think it could be more could be made of it.
I train some seniors from time to time. I've got friends who ask me, we've got a senior group of people who wants to train. It has to be through fun, through obviously fitness and fun, but yes, the future it is maybe training people with cancer.
Right, don't worry.
Sorry. Oops. Yeah.
I think there is something in the future of it. I think it's absolutely prevalent and something that we can all. And on the back of discussions like this, like people listening to this will hopefully be inspired and think, do you know what, I might go out, I might talk to someone who's affected by cancer and maybe give them a nudge and help them. I think it's so important for the mind as much as the body.
Or just take them for a walk. You know what?
Take them for a walk. Yeah. Do things in pairs, like you said.
Yeah, do that in pairs. Talk. How was your young days, old days? What's your experience? What kind of book you read? Which book you liked the most? Music, concert. I mean, many things. Just to move and talk about positive and beautiful things.
Brilliant. I love it, and I think that's absolutely right. I think that can only help.
Absolutely.
And it sounded like it helped you, and you definitely sound like on the back of having gone through such a tough time.
Yeah.
And again, as I said earlier, people focus on the patient, but here we're focusing on someone who's been affected by it, who was powerless to help your mum. Your mum extraordinarily lived for 7 years, having been told 3 months. I mean, that is like a miracle.
Yeah, it was a miracle.
But I absolutely am sure the positive mindset helped with that. I'm sure it would have. I mean, there would obviously have been massive science to it, but I've always been a believer in if you've got a positive mind, your body will respond positively to that.
Definitely. If I made a decision, let's say, I don't know, to run a marathon, let's say, or I was planning to do the 10K, and I'm like, I don't know, because I've got a bit of a funny knee as well, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be fine. Nothing is gonna stop me from doing it, and I will definitely achieve a very good result. I think anything I do in life, if you ask my family and my friends, I have never had negative thought. Always positive. Always. It's gonna happen. I want to have a brand new car. Yeah, I'm gonna have it. What do you mean you're gonna have it? I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna work hard, but I'm gonna have it.
Set yourself goals and achieve.
Set goals and achieve. I want to have my own boutique. That is my dream.
A boutique?
Yeah, a boutique where I teach my classes, where
I
have life
like
coaching
studio
people.
type.
Yeah,
Wow.
a small studio where I can not just teach, I can talk. We can sit, have a tea, and have nice smoothies, and we talk about life, how we can be better, be healthier. Because I don't know everything. No one knows everything. But if we're a group of people, we know a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, we gather different minds together, and we can talk about different, and we can build a nice and healthy society. So I'm planning in the future to open my boutique where you can work out, you can have fun, you can talk, you can bring your kids, you can bring your dogs. You just can, and it doesn't matter how big or small you are. And combat class there too.
There's no part of me doubts that you're going to do that and be a roaring success of it. This has been brilliant because I've been so keen to get someone talking positively about physical activity and health and well-being, because it is a bit of a buzzword at the moment, but having people who come through what you've gone through. I've always been quite admired people who are physical trainers, and I just think, it's great that they can do that, and it seems like a really great job. Having come through some really dark times, and when you touched on it in that, when we chatted after the gym a few weeks back, I was really keen because I just thought that other people need to hear this, I think. So I'm so chuffed. What we'll do, we'll also put your Instagram, because I want to give people exposure for you, for anyone who's listening.
Yeah, and I do sometimes hashtag cancer thing. I think I did hashtag over cancer, blood cancer, because I have friends who had leukemia.
Really? Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you are the embodiment. The charity is Bpositive. It's about being positive where you can, and you are the embodiment of that. How can people contact you if they need to contact you or speak to you more?
Instagram, message me, or my phone.
What's the handle?
My website, Shapes with Andrea.
Shapes with Andrea, and that's the same on Instagram.
Instagram, same.
Perfect. I'll also put it on the website, and when we share it for our socials, I'll get that going. But thank you so much. It's so positive and so amazing
life
to hear.
Is too short.
It absolutely is. The way you've turned your life around is amazing. So thank you, Andrea, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, John. Thanks.